Hey, welcome to the show X3. It's the great show with one topic and three pundits, myself included. I'm John C. Dvorak. I'm here with Andrew Eisner and Joe Engo to start the new year 2012 with the depressing news about the crazy bill SOPA, and the drama with GoDaddy, and also some other things going on in a similar vein. But let's start with the discussion of the Stop Online Piracy Act and where it stands right now. Eisner, you're following it.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately it's sort of moving ahead. I mean, there are a lot
slowly though.
Slowly, I mean, and companies like GoDaddy, I mean, who sort of changed their positions overnight after a lot of people.
That was a PR move. They still completely support SOPA. I mean, they were one of the people that helped write it.
Totally.
I mean, so they're not just going to immediately just drop out. The reason that they changed their mind on it and publicly said that they don't support it anymore is because they're hemorrhaging domains. They lost over 100,000 domains.
You had some of their domains.
Oh yeah, no, I moved 10 domains away from them. I was extremely upset about them supporting SOPA.
And
of course they're apologizing for it and saying, oh well, you know, now we realize that the internet community is upset with it. It's like, why did you support it to begin with?
You found there was a lot of these guys that apparently had all kinds of gimmicky ways of getting people to quit GoDaddy.
Names Cheap had a promotion that was switch away from GoDaddy and we'll give you 50% off coupon, and the coupon code was SOPA sucks. Yeah. So pretty much every registrar was doing it. Dotster was also doing it too.
Yeah. So do we think this thing's going to continue? There's also, I guess, another bill that's similar to it.
I don't know. Where do you stand on it? I'd be interested.
I think it's ludicrous.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big power behind stopping it too, and the banks are included, because this is a somewhat onerous bill, which actually puts too many requirements on everybody but law enforcement to find some, to dig up some pirate or to figure out somebody's a pirate, and there's no due process. There's all these problems. The banks don't like it because there's apparently some aspects that would affect them that they're not happy with. So I think it's actually going to be defeated overall eventually.
I really hope so, because if it's passed, the internet is pretty much just done.
Well, interestingly enough, I mean, there was this one website, I forget the name of it, that listed all the representatives, the congressmen and senators, and who was contributing.
Let me guess, every single one of them has received contributions
Huge
from
contributions
the MPAA.
from media companies.
Yeah. And what a surprise, our government's for sale.
Yeah. So, and look, it's hard to argue with, somebody comes along and says, I don't think people should be allowed to steal content and make money on it. Well, of course, but...
And I was watching one of the representatives for the bill, and I don't know where he came from, but he was making the claim that this is to protect American intellectual property from, and then...
have you seen the commercials on TV?
And then in this case, they were pushing counterfeit watches, saying, oh, these counterfeit watches are on websites, and it's killing American jobs. I'm thinking, we don't make watches in this country.
We import them.
And so the whole thing was, so they set up the entire mechanism to get this bill to pass by creating a smokescreen of IP fears, when the whole thing is really about, it's just back to the RIAA and the MPAA.
Propaganda, scare tactics.
To work, because they're getting their stuff downloaded and they can't.
But one of GoDaddy's initial statements was that the reason that they were supporting it was to protect the children. They're so concerned about protecting the children, that's why they put strippers in the Super Bowl ads.
Right. Yeah, no, so the whole thing is sketchy, and I don't think if they were going to get this through, they had to get it through right away. Yeah. And now that it's stalled, I believe the public opinion will start. And you're going to get. And you're right. With very few exceptions, there are some people on the other side of this ledger that are voting no on it, but it's a very small number. And Al Franken was originally for it. I don't know that he's switched yet.
Yeah, you're right.
The big stopper in the Senate is, he's in the House, is Issa.
Yeah, Issa, I know.
And I don't know what the deal is with him, but Issa's one of he's like not letting it go through for whatever reason. And I suspect that there'll be enough of, and now there's some groups that have been formed, some public relations operations to get this thing stopped, because it's essentially annoying.
Sure. I agree.
We all hate it. We all think it sucks.
Right, well, eventually we're going to end up being Well, eventually we're going to be like Belarus, which is how you
Yes,
pronounce it?
yeah, the second half of the story. Belarus bans browsing foreign websites.
What a surprise.
Which is where
It's gonna be a misdemeanor.
We're heading it.
It's going to be a misdemeanor of 125, well, equivalent $125 fine to browse any website that is not hosted in their country. And additionally, the ISP, if they're not blocking it,
2 websites and an email server. What are you talking about?
I think it's actually 3, but yeah. But even the ISPs are actually going to be fined if they allow that content to go through.
What
It's
are they worried
completely
about?
ludicrous. Well, you know, they're worried about
Arab
people talking
Spring?
bad about their. Well, yeah, exactly.
Occupy Belarus.
Yeah. Well, no, they've been having a lot of huge protests over it, and you know, of course, people are getting arrested by the KGB and thrown in jail for the rest of their lives, and yeah, that's where the U.S. is heading.
Yeah, we are if we keep this kind of crap up. Yeah. These guys have to find some other mechanism to sell their products. It's not as though they're starving to death. You've been watching X3.